Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is not going to be a makeup tutorial. It's not going to be anything glamorous. Today I am going to be talking about a certain topic that I feel is very common nowadays in both men and women, and that is adult acne. A couple weeks ago I posted a status on my Facebook asking you guys if you guys would be interested in me doing a video talking to you guys about my acne and my acne experience, and I got a lot of responses. I got a lot of girls Snapchatting me, asking me, what I've been doing, when it comes to my adult acne and what I'm doing currently to treat my acne. So I definitely wanted to make this video. I've seen a lot of videos on YouTube about acne and people talking about their acne stories, which I feel that it takes a lot for somebody to put themselves out there on YouTube for the world to see when it comes to a topic like this, because I feel like a lot of people go through it, but more people are scared to speak out about it and let others know, what they're going through when it comes to acne. Because I'm not gonna lie, like, acne is not something that you want to share with the world, because I know exactly how that feels, because I felt that way before. But I definitely wanted to make this video to kind of just put my story out there, let you guys know what I'm doing to deal with it, how I've dealt with it. So maybe, I can help somebody with this if they're going through the same thing that I'm going through. Just for the record, I want to put it out there that I am in no form a doctor. I'm not here to tell you what to do or what not to do. And I'm also not here to say that what's working for me and what has worked for me is also going to work for you. I'm just going to kind of talk to you guys about what I'm going through and hopefully be able to help some of you guys. So if you would like to see this video about my adult acne and how I've dealt with it and what I'm doing to cure it, please keep watching. To begin this video, I kind of want to give you guys a little bit of background when it comes to my skin and kind of share with you guys my acne story and how I got here and why I'm making this video. So I've never been the type of girl to have perfect skin. Even throughout high school, I had minor breakouts. It wasn't nothing major, nothing like, oh my god, my skin is so bad. But I definitely have suffered from breakouts since a very young age. The difference between back then and now is that back then I was a teenager, and when you're a teenager and you break out, that's normal. People go through puberty and you're going to eventually get out of that stage, which I did. Once I hit, 18, 19 years old, my skin was just, it was normal. No breakouts, nothing major. After I had my son, I think I can honestly say that my skin was like the best it's ever been. After I had my son, my skin was just clear and I didn't have any breakouts. And it wasn't until, I want to say, 2 years ago, when I started noticing I was breaking out a lot more. So 2 years ago, I was 27. I was 27. So it all started around 26, 27 years old, to where I started seeing a lot more breakouts. Again, it wasn't anything major, but I mean, I'm a girl. Any tiny little pimple is gonna freak us out. So around that age is when I started visiting a dermatologist for my acne. And for a year and a half, I was on an antibiotic and I was using Tretinoin Cream, which I would use that at night before going to sleep. I would spot treat my acne, and I would only use it at night. But my pill, I want to say, oh my god, I forgot the name because I haven't taken it in a while. It was, oh boy, I don't remember. I can't remember the name, but I'm going to look it up because I'm pretty sure I have like a bottle laying around somewhere, and I will link it down below. But anyways, that's what I was taking. I took that for about a year and a half, and I was seeing some good results. I wasn't breaking out as much, and it was working out for me. Well, I want to say 6 or 7 months ago when I started noticing my pimples were no longer pimples. I went from having pimples to having cysts. And let me tell you, there is a huge difference between a pimple and a cyst. A pimple comes up to the surface to where eventually it will go away, and you know, it goes away fairly fast. I mean, a pimple doesn't last on your face for more than what, 3-4 days, but an actual cyst grows underneath your skin to where it never grows ahead, to where and you can't pop it, you can't do anything, it just sits there, and it's so painful because it's just a ball. You feel like a little ball underneath your skin, and it's painful, and you can't get rid of it. You can't touch it, you can't do anything to it. So my cyst began around my jawline. I started noticing bumps around my jawline. 1 or 2 is how it first started, which is not too bad because it's the jawline and you were only able to see them if I was like directly under like sunlight, but they were still there regardless. They were there, they bothered me, they hurt, and I hated them. I hated it. So I kept going to my regular dermatologist. She kept giving me the same antibiotic and the same cream, and it wasn't until my cysts started spreading to my face. I remember getting my very first one. It was like around here, around my nose area, and it was just a huge cyst, and I was like, oh my god. Like that's when I started to panic, because no matter how much makeup you put on, no matter how good of a makeup artist you are, you cannot cover up cysts. Just like you can't cover up a pimple. A pimple is a lump. It's a bump on your face. It's going to be there. It's not pigmentation that you can cover up. It's texture. And texture is something that you cannot hide when it comes to makeup, no matter how good of a makeup artist you are. It's just the truth. A cyst is very painful. It grows underneath the skin, like I said, and there's really nothing you can do about cystic acne at home. Once you have a cyst or any kind of cyst growth on your face, you can't really get rid of it at home. There's not a cream that will get rid of it. There's not a pill that will take it away. You have to see a dermatologist when it comes to that. When it gets that bad, that's when you have to go see a dermatologist. And my visits, with my dermatologist visit, she would still prescribe me my antibiotic and my cream to put at home, but at the same time, when I had cysts, when I would go see her, she would inject them. I hated having them on my face, and the only way to get rid of them is through injections of steroids, and that's what I would get every time I would go visit her. But then I started noticing that more and more were coming out. Like, it wasn't 1 or 2 cysts, it became multiple cysts back to back to where my dermatologist visits went from every 3 months to every month. So every month I would go in there, and sometimes, guys, like, I would get them so bad that I would even call her throughout the week and say, hey, can you get this off of my face? And I would go in sometimes once a week to get them injected, because that's just how bad it was getting. And that when you have cystic acne, it not only like affects you physically and affects the way you look, it also really affects the way you feel about yourself and the way you carry yourself. I know that during that time I became very depressed in a way. I didn't really want to go out as much because, like I said, no matter how much makeup you put on your face, it doesn't go away. It's still there, still very noticeable, and it affected me really bad. And it's not that I'm conceited. It's not that you're vain if you feel that way about your acne. It's just, I mean, it's just how you feel about yourself. Like, when you go out, you want to feel good about yourself. And I didn't really care about what others thought about me. I didn't care that people saw me with my pimples or with my cyst on my face. It wasn't that. It was more of an inner thing that was going on within myself. Like, I didn't really have a lot of confidence. I wasn't, you know, and I'm gonna be completely honest, that's kind of the reason why I stopped doing my videos for a while, because although these lights that I have here are very forgiving and they really do help enhance videos and enhance the way you look to a certain point, when you have cystic acne, not even these lights would hide my cystic acne. And I just didn't really feel like putting myself out there to the world, because I mean, the world is cruel, and that's just the honest truth. Like, people are hurtful and people comment, and I just wasn't, at that point, it wasn't what I wanted to hear. I just wanted to find something to make myself feel better. And yeah, so that's exactly what I did. I noticed that my dermatologist at the time wasn't really doing much for me. So I mean, every time I would go to her, and I'm not going to put out her name, I'm not going to bash anybody, because that's not the point of this video, but I wasn't seeing results with her, and she wasn't really giving me the answers that I wanted or any cure for my acne. So that led me to look for another dermatologist. The first visit, I actually went in there to get information about skin laser treatments, but as soon as he saw me and as soon as he saw my face, he told me that I wasn't a good candidate for any kind of laser treatments. When you do laser treatments, no matter what kind of treatments they are, you can't do lasers on active acne, because the lasers can spread the bacteria to the rest of your face, making it worse. So that was a big no-no. He told me it was a no-go for the skin laser treatments. But then he was like, what if I told you I had a cure for your acne? What if I told you that I could give you something that will forever change your life when it comes to your skin? And I was like, I'm all ears. I will take anything. I will do anything. Tell me, tell me, tell me. So he told me about Accutane. I had never heard about Accutane prior to that visit with him, so I was kind of new to it. And he started explaining it to me. He told me it was a very, very strong drug that came with a lot of side effects, but if I was willing to put up with the side effects and pull through all of that, my skin will forever change and it will clear up and I will never have acne again. So with that said, I was all in for it. Like, I was like, okay, I want to start, you know, give it to me, I want it now, you know. But he was like, I can't give it to you today. You have to go, there's a process to be able to get that medicine, which it was a process, and I'm gonna kind of explain to you exactly what I had to do to get on Accutane. After that, I went in for my first dosage. Now, when it comes to Accutane, all depending on the on how severe your acne is, it's going to determine the length of your treatment. My treatment is only 5 months. I know that there's people who have been on Accutane for up to a year. It all depends on how bad your acne is and what your dermatologist decides to put you on. And also, based on what kind of acne you have, will also determine the amount of milligrams that they will prescribe you. My first dosage was 20 milligrams, which I believe that's the lowest dosage that you could get with Accutane. So with Accutane, you are only prescribed 1 month worth of pills at a time. So you don't get any more than 30 or any less than 30 at a time. And I forgot to mention prior to this, But you also have to take a pregnancy test to make sure that you're not pregnant before they even prescribe you. So every time you go back to your dermatologist to get your next dosage, you have to take another pregnancy test just to make sure that you're not pregnant, because pregnancy is a big no-no when it comes to being on Accutane. You cannot have babies. And they are quick to remind you with every pill that you take, because look, I'm sorry, it's all messed up. Before you open every pill, there is a pregnant person with a big X on it saying, do not get pregnant. The first month on Accutane was not bad. The first couple days, I want to say the first 3-4 days, I did have a little bit of headaches because of the medicine, and I know it was because of the medicine because I usually don't ever get headaches, but as soon as I started taking Accutane, I did experience some pretty bad headaches, but they were manageable. It wasn't something too bad. Other than that, I didn't really have a lot of side effects the first month that I was on Accutane. I want to say midway through the first month, I immediately noticed a difference with the texture of my skin. I still had, my pimples coming through, but the texture of my skin just immediately changed. Like, it looked a lot smoother, and I felt like my pores were getting smaller. So that was a huge deal to me. Like, that alone, I was like, oh my god, I'm really happy that I actually started this. But yeah, other than that, I didn't really have a lot of side effects the first month. I've always had really oily skin, like extremely oily skin, to where you can probably cook an egg on my face. And that's another thing that I noticed within the first month of Accutane, being on Accutane, is that my oil production like literally stopped. When I wear makeup, like I have to touch up within like an hour, I swear. Like, I do my makeup, it looks so perfect, and like within an hour I'm like a grease ball. So I started noticing that whenever I would do my makeup for work, I didn't have to touch up. Like, I would go the whole day, pinky promise, I would go the whole day without having to touch up. And then I would, because normally, like, when I go to work and stuff, and then I get out of work and I go into my car and I see myself in the mirror, I'm like, oh, like, it just looks so bad. But with Accutane, like, I got in my car and I was just like, ooh, okay, I can get used to this, all right. But yes, my oil production definitely stopped. The texture of my skin improved. That's about it for the first month. What I want to do is I want to do a video after each month of my treatment, so you guys can kind of just join me on this journey and kind of see and know what I'm going through. So if you guys have any questions regarding Accutane, hopefully I'll be able to answer them. But I'm kind of behind on the videos because I'm kind of already ending my second month, which my second month was completely different than my first month on Accutane, but that's going to be a whole different video. I am going to film that. I have one more week of treatment to go before ending my second month. So as soon as I finish that treatment, I'm going to do another video, which I would probably, sorry, I have an itch. I probably will do that video this upcoming weekend, so you guys can kind of see what I went through on my second month of treatment. But yes, like I said, the first month was easy breezy, so I really can't say much when it comes to my first month of Accutane, because I didn't really experience anything too crazy. So yeah, anyways, I really hope you guys enjoy this video. I really hope that if you are going through anything relating to acne, just know that you're not alone, and know that what you're feeling, we all feel at some point. All of us who deal with acne kind of are the only ones that can understand each other and comprehend what we each go through every day with dealing with that. Every day is a struggle, and I know that sometimes it's even hard to even get out of bed and face the world, or even go to the grocery store sometimes can be very difficult for people who deal with acne, because like I said, acne is not only something that it's physical and affects you physically in the way you look, but it really does affect the way you feel about yourself, which is, to me, the most important. You yourself are the most important person in your life, and if you're not happy with who you are and you're not happy with how you feel, then it's really sad, and it really affects you in so many ways, and it affects your relationships, not only with yourself but with others. I know that it definitely did with me. I know that I was very distant. I became very distant, not only at work but at home and with my friends. I didn't want to be around people when I was going through all that. So I definitely, if you're going through that, I understand you. I completely do. And just know that there are answers out there, and if you don't want to go the Accutane route with it, there are other treatments available out there. You just have to seek help for it, and seek and find a good dermatologist that is going to help you with your skin if it's as bad as mine got. So thank you guys for watching. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.